It's the final premium shop lineup before Daisy's big update. But are these items worth it, or should you save your Moonstones? Hey there gamers, and welcome to another episode of our weekly Dreamlight Valley Breakdown. Now, most of this week's news was covered in yesterday's video, so be sure to check that out if you haven't. In today's video, we'll be focusing on the rest. We'll take a look at my DreamSnap results for Moana's village, reveal and discuss my submission, explore this week's brand new DreamSnap challenge, and take a look at this week's premium lineup before offering a full review, allowing you to make informed decisions with your Moonstone purchases. Before we get started, I'd like to mention that I'm a small full-time content creator, so pressing the like button on this video can make a big difference for me. Consider subscribing for more Disney Dreamlight Valley and gaming content. If you would like to enjoy the new update live with friends, consider joining our Twitch community. I'll be live the moment the update releases, and you can find a link to my Twitch channel and Discord server in the video description down below. And with that out of the way, let's get started. And I am really excited to share my Moana's Village submission with you. We've had a great streak lately with DreamSnap, sticking to the top 1,000, top 500 range pretty well lately. And I'm really hoping to keep that energy alive this week because I love the submission I did for this. And it even inspired me to redo my Dazzle Beach, which I've just fallen in love with all over again. But considering we still have to look at my DreamSnap submission, we're still going to be looking at the new DreamSnap challenge, and we're going to be reviewing both pages of the premium shop. I need to speed things up, so let's go take a look. All right, and here we go. We got a 83.29, we ranked 386, and once again got our beautiful 4,000 Moonstone reward. I'm very happy to see this one did well. Let's take a look at that submission. And here it is. This is my Moana's Village DreamSnap submission. Now in this decor challenge, Dreamlight Valley encouraged us to come up with a design concept centered around Moana's village. So of course I had to make my scene here on Dazzle Beach. The interesting thing with this particular submission for me is that even though it's a decor submission, most of my decor is landscaping, which offers no tags. I have a lot of grass, I have a lot of bushes, some rocks. Now, the bioluminescent palms and ferns, as well as those beadlet anemones, those do offer tags, but several of the other items don't. And while I don't have a ton of tag items in this photo, I did utilize several of the high value items with 4 tags, namely the tiki torches, the coconut basket, the seashell, and a few other little items here and there. I think my favorite thing about the image is the inclusion of Maui, Moana, and of course Pua. I took this shot so many different times, but out of all the snaps I captured, this one was my absolute favorite, and mainly because we got Maui flexing, we got Moana looking at the camera, and we have Pua right here just looking absolutely adorable. I think Pua carried this submission, honestly. That's why it's in the top 500. It's all you, Pua. I owe it all to you. You're adorable. Now, of course, for this submission, I wanted to go with this beautiful sunset because I love the sunset in Dreamlight Valley, the way it fades into those deep purples, into the light purples and yellow, into the gold. It's so nice. I love the sky in this game. Also, with it being sunset, we got the bioluminescent palms and the tiki torches lit up. We went with a less traditional little rock path here, and we have Moana's boat and Moana's house in the background as well. Now, you can't really see it, but Maui's house is back there in the water on the right-hand side, kind of behind the boat, but it's pretty blurry, so it's hard to catch. Another thing I really enjoyed about this submission was the outfit we have for our avatar here. We have that long skirt, that long nice beach skirt. We have on these beautiful sandals, and then we have on that little Moana crop top and the seashell necklace. I also wanted to style my hair similar to Moana's, and to match the skirt, I used those big leafy green earrings. And overall, I was just really happy with the way the outfit complemented the environment. Like I mentioned when we got this challenge, I was really excited about it. I thought it was a really fun challenge. I'm a big fan of Moana, and I was thrilled to feature her in another DreamSnap, as she was also in my second DreamSnap, Ocean Views, many months ago. If you came across this DreamSnap while voting and found it worthy of your vote, thank you so much. And with that, let's move on to this week's brand new DreamSnap challenge. This week's challenge is called In Bloom, and it is a decor challenge that states, it's time to welcome springtime vibes to the valley. Create a decorative scene filled with blooming and blossoming flowers. Our mandatory tags are going to be elegant and wondrous, and our bonus tags are going to be foliage and delicate. I have to say, I'm really looking forward to this. One of the most beautiful things in Dreamlight Dreamlight Valley is the Foliage Collection, especially if you have the Eternity Isle expansion. Those glowing bioluminescent flowers are really out of this world. But yeah, I'm stoked for this. And you know what's interesting is we just planted a whole bunch of flowers at my home here. 1 week ago, we redid this entire flower bed, and we went to Lowe's, we bought all these flowers, we just made it so beautiful. So this is so fun. Like, I already made a nice flower bed at home. Now I get to make a nice flower bed in Dreamlight Valley. Very excited for this challenge. Let me know what you think, but in my opinion, this is the perfect challenge to do in the spring. And now moving on to the premium shop, and boy do we have a good lineup this week. The Tower of Terror has made its return. Now, just so you guys know, this is not a premium home. When this first popped up, people thought it was a home. No, this is modeled after a Disney park ride. And honestly, this is one of the best decor items in the game, simply because of how tall it is. And of course, it also has the Disney tag. Now below that, the Boo onesie has returned as well. And on the right-hand side, we have two items that are great for this week's challenge: the Fairy Bloss Home and the Turning Red Trio, which I'm not gonna lie, if you have not got this yet, this cherry blossom plant alone is worth the entire bundle. Over here on page 2, the Frosty Fortress comes back, as well as the classic Fox backpack, the Lovebird Duo, and the Minty set. Now I am pretty surprised to see the classic Fox and the Lovebird Duo back so early, but I think that's great, especially for players that miss them. Plus, the Lovebird Duo has a really good color scheme for this week's challenge. And with that, let's take a look at these items. Now, before we get into the full review of all of these items, I just want to remind you guys that the devs did tell us the previous Disney Park Star Path items are coming to the premium shop along with this new update. So if you are dying to get those items and you are limited on Moonstones, it may be best to take a very conservative approach until next week. At the end of the day, I just want to break down these items for you to kind of point out certain values and help aid you in making good decisions with your Moonstone purchases. With that said, let's take a look at these items. Now we'll start with the premium houses, and I think I'm going to lead with one of my favorite things, which is the Fairy Bloss Home. I wanted to showcase this at sunset so you guys can see all the lights attached to this thing. It is just so magical, and it has these huge flowers budding out of it. This is just such a unique home. It's very fun. I highly recommend it. It's just like, who doesn't love fairies? We have the fairy wings, and so many people love doing nature builds, so this is just a must-have for that. This particular premium home has amazing 360-degree coverage as far as its design elements go. That's why it's one of my favorites. I mean, it is just absolutely beautiful, and if you have the Moonstones, you definitely don't want to miss this one. Plus, like I said, great for this week's challenge. Next up is the Frosty Fortress behind me here, and this is a really unique premium home. But if you are going to pass on a premium home this week, I think this one would be the best one to pass on because we're getting out of the winter. I feel like most of the themes are going to be geared towards spring and summer. So if you're the kind of person that likes to use the premium shop to help plan out your dream snaps, it may be worth passing on this one for now. However, if you do have the Moonstones, all of the premium houses in my eyes are worth it. And if you're looking for something awesome to add to your Frosted Heights biome, I cannot recommend this enough. It is such a tall and beautiful premium house. I absolutely love it. I have it here, just tucked away back there with the trees, and with how tall it stands, it's just so gorgeous here. So if you're trying to decorate your Frosted Heights biome, or you've been planning on redoing your Frosted Heights biome, picking up this Frosty Fortress is not a bad idea at all. Next up, we have the Tower of Terror, and I had to get like so far away just so you guys could see the whole thing. So I mean it when I say this is a nice, tall piece of decor. And one of the absolute best things about it is the signage. I love the way this is lit up, and I have a very strong feeling we're going to be getting more Disney Park themed Dream Snap challenges. And while there are a lot of good rides and a lot of really fun things to utilize, this thing is still one of the, I would say top 5 items to have, because you can put it way in the background and it still makes a powerful statement. Personally, I utilize this in DIY theme park, and while it's a little blurry and way in the back, it still makes a powerful statement. As within this photo, I wanted to include all of the current Disney rides, and I'm just glad we had something so large that I could put so far away and still have it very noticeable. Now, I don't see you needing too many more of these, but if you do want any more, they're gonna run you 24,000 star coins at Scrooge's shop. Don't ask me why I have 3. All right, and now for one of my favorite bundles in the entire game. This Turning Red set is just top tier. Now, I'm a little little biased because I'm obsessed with cherry blossoms and Eastern culture, but even if you're not, you cannot discount the beauty of this package. Honestly, I would go as far as to say if I was limited on Moonstones, I would get this before either one of the premium houses. And I know some of you guys are like, you would get this over the Fairy Blossom, really? Surprisingly, yes. And the main reason why is that you can get more of these from Scrooge, and you can use these all around your valley. The Fairy Blossom is beautiful, it's awesome, and houses are probably one of the best things you can get from the premium shop, but it's only gonna be used in one location. 2 if you make it your main home. Now, first off, I wanna talk about the partition. Most partitions in this game kind of go mid-room. This is a wall partition, and honestly, it's more of a window than anything else. It even lets in light from outside, as you can see here on the floor, and creates a shadow where that cherry blossom tree is. On top of that, it has this beautiful animation of the cherry blossoms blowing off in the wind, that beautiful light blue color, and all of these intricate little carvings on the partition itself. Overall, it's one of my favorite interior items. Though keep in mind, it is interior only because like I said, it's like a window, so you can only use it on a wall. And of course, next up we have the blossoming cherry tree. Now, I've always been a big fan of this thing. I love the stand, I love the moss growing on the tree, I like those little details, but by far my favorite thing about this is that it's one of the few foliage options that actually has animation to it. And it might be a very subtle, very basic animation with these little cherry blossoms falling, but do not underestimate how beautiful that can be. In fact, if you saw my recent valley tour where I visited a friend's valley and uploaded it to YouTube, she had these cherry blossom trees in between the new marble arch columns that we got from the last star path, and seeing these blossoms fall after each archway was just so magical. And there are a million different ways to utilize this, so, you know, go crazy. Next up, we have the Red Panda paper lantern. And just like the partition, these things are loaded with detail. And you've probably noticed one of the coolest things about this is the way it's casting that red light. Look at my armor, it's glowing red. How cool is that? However, unfortunately, just like most items in the game, once outside, these actually do not cast light. So yes, it is on right now, but you know, no red glow in my armor. That's only gonna be seen indoors. And this is actually how most lights function. Outside, there are very few things that actually cast light. Everything can have a nice glow to it, but you usually won't see that shine on your armor or reflect on your clothing. Fun fact, if you've been playing Dreamlight Valley since the very beginning, the standing torches actually used to cast light. They reflected in the water, they cast shadows. It was so beautiful, but I think it was responsible for some instability on Switch, so they got rid of it. Now, overall, these things are pretty versatile. I love them outdoors and indoors. And also, interestingly enough, they actually take up 4 squares. Even though the light itself comes out a little bit more, you can clip 2 of them together and have this like almost bubbling shape here. I do not usually like clipping items, and when there's item overlap, it just irks me, but the symmetrical balance of this is very, very pleasing for me. So not only are these amazing standalone items, but they can also be really cool when utilized together. And if you want to pick up more of these beautiful items from Scrooge, the Panda Carving Wood Partition is going to run you 4,800 star coins. The Blossoming Cherry Tree, which you will definitely want more of, is going to run you 2,880 star coins. And one of my favorite lighting items, the Red Panda Paper Lantern, is going to run you 2,720. Next up, we have the Minty set. Now, there is a lot of really fun detail in this one, especially in that bow on the shirt. I think the top shirt is the best part about this. And I do love mint desserts, so the mint, like, you know, Mickey Mouse headband here is also really fun. I like the donut headbands, they're pretty cute. But I think the shirt is the best part of the bundle. In my eyes, the only downside to this shirt is that there aren't really any great matching pants. There are some that go with it somewhat, but it's not really like a complete bundle. And it is a wintry themed item, and we are going into spring celebrations, so if you're trying to save Moonstones, I don't think this would be the best pick this week. Next, we have the Boo onesie, and this thing is just so goofy and funny and cute. Now that we're gonna be taking pictures with friends, you know, if you wanna mess around, I can see showing up with this thing and going for a photo shoot, just looking absolutely hilarious. So yeah, this would be fun to to get just to mess around and play with your friends. And we might get a Monsters Incorporated decor challenge. Like, we just got a Monsters Incorporated outfit challenge, and costumes like this aren't the best to use in an outfit challenge, but this could be really fun in a decor challenge of some kind. But yeah, it's cute. It's not too many Moonstones. The big question is, are you going to use it or not? And even if you do pass on it, it's bound to come back around in the future. Next up, we have the return of the lovebirds. Now, these little guys are adorable, and like I mentioned, they would go great with this week's DreamSnap challenge. Now, it's important to mention, while this is a different species of bird, this is a sunbird reskin. And for anybody confused that says, oh, but Senpai, it's not a sunbird, it's a completely different bird. When it comes to game development, the definition of a reskin is keeping something's skeletal system, or in this case, coding, while changing its external features. And like I said, in game development, the skeletal system is the coding. Our adorable little lovebird here has the exact same animations and camera poses as these sunbirds. I want to be clear here that pointing out that this is a reskin is not me hating on it at all. In fact, I love it when the devs skin new animal species onto the existing ones we have, much like the pirate parrot that was a reskin of the ravens. Overall, I highly recommend these lovebirds. Usually companion reskins only give you one new companion for the same cost as both of these, so it's a pretty good deal. At least I think they're 2K. I can't remember, I got them a while ago. And finally, we have the return of one of the cutest outfit items in the entire game, which is this adorable little fox backpack. As you can see, this has its own little animation with the classic fox in there scratching his little face, panting, you know, he's just happy to be here. And there are very few things in the game outfit-wise that are this goddamn cute. I just hope we get more companion-themed backpacks in the future. But if you are a big fan of the little fox companions, I see this as a must-have. And there you have it, my friends. If you found today's video educational, informative, or simply fun and entertaining, please do me a very big favor and press that like button. Don't forget to subscribe for more Disney Dreamlight Valley and gaming content. And be sure to check the video description down below for a link to my Twitch channel and Discord server. I stream Dreamlight Valley Monday through Friday, and I'll be live on May 1st the moment the update releases. I sincerely hope we see you there. As always, thank you so much for your time today, and enjoy the Thrills and Frills update. Today's YouTube video shoutout redeemed on Twitch goes to my wonderful friend Senora, whose valley we recently toured. Your inspiring creativity never ceases to amaze me. Thank you so much for being a big part of what makes this community so special.